Please go ahead, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah, from today's class, I like very much all the um, points from this session. I have noted down two points which are I like very much. The Prabhupada purpose are not just for information. These are like personal instructions we need to consider. And one more point, when Grahastha coming to sacred place, they have to develop the material detachments. These two things I like very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to add something here?
Hare Krishna, Oji Dandat Pranam.
Yes, Vivek Prabhu.
Yes, bro, very nice class. Uh, Appreciation for Maharaj to start with, Prabhu, where Maharaj mentions exactly what Chanakesha Prabhu mentioned, that you shouldn't just take the words from Srila Prabhupada's purpose as knowledge or information. Rather, we should use them as Maharaj mentioned, direction in one's life, in which one's life should move. So we see that Maharaj is perfectly following those instructions. That's deep appreciation for Maharaj. So that is one, Prabhu. And then is uh, the point of changing of desire. So one is from material desire, we slowly move to spiritual desire. And the process he mentioned is from desires of passion and ignorance to goodness. And then from that to a purified state. That is through the practice of bhakti. So that point was nice. And again, it's a follow-up from yesterday's class, the importance of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and the developing detachments from body, etc. So that is the thing. And the importance of Vanaprastha ashram, Prabhu, and maybe I have one question there. Uh, it's mentioned, Maharaj mentioned, and Srila Prabhupada mentions this in various purposes, that at age 50, we have to take up Vanaprastha. So, how do we go about the whole process, Prabhu? So, how do we prepare for that? And at age 50 or some age, how do we take it up? So, how do we do it? So, that is one, Prabhu. And another point was regarding Maharaj mentioned Om, about Om, the Pranava mantra. So he mentioned that was a good explanation, Prabhu, I felt, wherein he mentioned that Om is a preliminary step and it's used as an address for the Supreme Lord. And he nicely explained Om and then what, and then what. So it's used as an address, where Srila Prabhupada says that in Hare Krishna mantra, we address the Lord as well as we request him to engage us in his service. So the question here, Prabhu, is why not generally people directly chant this mantra instead of going through preliminary steps? That's it, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So two things. Why the second question was why Om? Why Vedic literature has even given uh, steps with just the Om, and that's one question. And the other question, that is the second one. And the first one is how to take care of Vanaprastha life. So maybe we should start with uh, our most eligible devotees here, Lakshmi Narayan Prabhu and Kumarika Mataji. Do you want to say anything on this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Vanaprastha life means getting detached from the material attachments. So even if we do not go to a place like the Dham, etc., Vrindavan or Mayapur. So mentally, if we can detach ourselves wherever we stay, and both the husband and wife are making more serious efforts to uh, go back to Godhead, they intensify their process of devotion. That will be a starter. Anyway, I'm not qualified to say that I'm doing it properly, but then those are my thoughts, Prabhu.
Thank you. Harisham Prabhu, especially with respect to Vanaprastha, first question. Would you want to say something? And after Harisham Prabhu, anybody else here, also please volunteer.
I think Vivek Prabhu was asking how to prepare for it, right? Like to reach at the age of 50. Uh, I think the preparation starts as we live our Grihastha life, how we slowly, as Kumarika Mataji was saying, okay, we should all like Shamkunda Prabhu also frequently mentioned, we should all have projects. So something which we have to do maybe 10 years down the line, the planning and preparation should start now, so that like we make some progress towards that, maybe 10 years down the line. So that's a part of it. And Grihastha Ashram gives us that little facility to be attached, but most of the times, if you see, Grihastha Ashram is also very regulated ashram, where we slowly make the transition from Grihastha life to Vanaprastha life. So the planning and preparation has to start today. Okay, if you are planning to do something 6, 7 years, 10 years down the line, that is one aspect of it. How we prepare for it, to understand what we want to do. It's just not like suddenly we give up all our like so-called material duties and one day take up Vanaprastha ashram. Rather, we gradually develop the sincerity and as well as the desire to slowly detach ourselves and do more and more. We have to attach ourselves to the spiritual practices. That's what I would say too. The preparation starts today.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nicely said. Add one more thing here, Vivek Prabhu. The day the person gets married, ideally, that day the preparation for the Vanaprastha and Sannyas ashram starts. In the sense that it is said in the Shastras that in the Vanaprastha life and in Sannyas, one slowly comes to a stage where one doesn't identify that these are mine, these are my possessions, etc. And it starts right in the Grihastha ashram. Like many of you, uh, you have these home programs and you invite devotees and etc. etc. Why? Because then the money that I earn, the house that I have is not just meant for me. It is meant for everybody else. That is one way in which we start right in the Grihastha ashram itself. Second, it is prescribed or it is encouraged for devotees to go on trips to holy places. And when we go on a trip to holy places, little unlike today, where we just have to catch a flight and go somewhere, it takes some time to get out of our comfort zone of our house, the city that we were born in, and to go to a new place and to live with whatever is available. And that is why it is also said that one suggestion given in the scriptures is that one should be in a place where not necessarily one is always surrounded by one's relatives. And that's why in the path of bhakti, we surround ourselves with devotees from all different nationalities, from all different communities, etc. But what is important? Is it important for detach? I mean, like whatever I'm saying till now, it's all about detachment. Is detachment the prime thing? No, it's attachment. And that's why when the attachment is attachment to Krishna. And that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in his song, uh, it's Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu. He said one should be Pranaya Sangi Sangi. One should be in the association of devotees who are like-minded. That is very important. So as we go, as our age progresses towards Vanaprastha life, etc., we have to find the right set of devotees with whom we can live, not just blood relatives, not just, our colleagues, etc., but those devotees whom we can serve, those devotees from whom we can hear their realizations. And so that it becomes imperative now before or as we are in the Grihastha life to cultivate those relationships. And your other question, Om, Krishna has to accommodate everybody. some who want his undifferentiatedness nature. That is, they do not want, it's too much, it's overwhelming for them to see Krishna has so many beautiful features, even his lotus feet. There is so much, even the tails, sorry, even the nails of his toes are having so much variety in them. It's too much for some. They do not wish to go to that extent. So Krishna accommodates everybody, and therefore we have approaching Krishna through Om also. But we are encouraged to go beyond because our acharyas have paved the way for us for that. Is that helpful, Vivek?
Yes, Prabhu. Thanks a lot, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Any other last comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I
Yes,
understood
Ashwin.
as per Shastras and all we understood, but in practicality, Vanaprastha means, so if you say that as per current life, we need some money. So, but actually for doing this, we have some attachment to that, to do that. But in the same way, we have this one also. But so balancing these two things, so little bit, yeah, somewhat I feel there is something distant. If you say like till 50, if you say that while we are living, we should live not unfulfilled the things which are required for the family or something. So how can we address so like in that way, Prabhu?
I didn't get your question fully, Prabhu. Can you elaborate? I didn't get the need for what is the need? I didn't get it. Can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, as per current lifestyle, so we need some monetary thing also to survive. So along with that, because after Vanaprastha means we need to have some amount or something maybe. Like if we are detaching there completely means we cannot survive without having something. So in that way, we have to accumulate for that also, right?
Yeah. Okay, you're
So
talking
in
about
that,
accumulation. The point, there are two aspects. One is about accumulation of money, or what they call as retirement corpus. That is one part of it. And the second is that one wants to live with one's wife, one's children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, and all of that. Because the second aspect, one wants to live with wife, children, grandchildren, etc., is life becomes so boring if one doesn't have relationships with which one can have a nice time. That is one part of it. In fact, in some of the dharmic scripture, the scriptures which teach about the codes of dharma, it is actually said that one has to go to a place, one has to ideally go to a place where one is away from very close relatives. And that was the reason why, towards the end of their life, Kunti Maharani and Dhritarashtra and others, they left the palace and they went to the forest. But it is not, but Srila Prabhupada elsewhere in his purports says, for devotees, going to the forest means, that is Vanaprastha means going to Vrindavan Dham. We don't go to the forest to do tapasya, we go to the forest to Vrindavan and other such places as such. But your primary thing here is, what about this whole notion of collecting money? We need money even after the age of 50, right, Prabhu? That is your point.
yeah, yes, Prabhu.
So it's 7:10 here. I will keep it as a food for thought now, and I'll request devotees to think through it and speak about it tomorrow to answer your question. Will that help?
Yes, Prabhu. That's right. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, we'll take it as a question for tomorrow. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
जय हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम
हरे कृष्ण
Hare
प्रभु जी
Krishna. Thank you.